How you guys doing, YouTubers? This is Jason from the Turf Depot Inc. I wanted to make a quick little video just to clearly illustrate how to cut turf. A lot of times in certain areas, people will have to fit turf in. Sometimes it's going to be a 15-foot wide roll or a 12-foot wide roll, which is basically the only sizes that turf comes in. You're going to need to cut it. Sometimes you have a little extra in an area. If you have a 15 and 13, you're going to have 2 feet extra, for example. I'm going to show you guys how to properly cut it just so you can fit it in. We will teach you how to seam it in a different video, but I'll explain a couple things. If it's thinner, you may see a line if you don't do it properly. One thing that you never want to do, all right, and when you do see a big old seam, is when you cut it on the turf side. Never cut it on the grass side like this. You might have to watch your gardeners or landscapers sometimes because they have the tendency to do that. Now this is a nice and thick turf. The thicker the turf you have, the less you're really going to see a seam. And we'll see if we see the seam that I cut in just a minute. This is a Torrey Pines turf. It's 96 ounces thick. It's 2 inches high. The reason why I'm telling you the dimensions of this turf is because it's nice and thick and you're really not going to be able to see a seam, especially when you cut it on the back between the polyurethane backing. And it's kind of cool because the way that it's threaded, it gives you little tiny lines that you can trace in between, and that's how you'll make your cuts. So I'm going to set my camera down. I'm going to do a quick cut. We're going to stick them together and we're going to see how they look. All right. There you go. So you can see that the back 2 pieces have been cut. But when you put it together, the line disappears. There's no line. Now, on the contrary, and on the opposite, if we were to cut it on the turf side, and I'll kind of show you because it will make sense for the video, that when you cut it on the turf side, all right, then you can cut it on the turf side. You shouldn't, but you can. Is that when you go down this way, so that turf is falling off. When you cut it like that, and I'm sticking it together as hard as I can, I'm trying to illustrate my point. You're always going to see that seam. It's always going to be showing. When you walk over certain angles, you're going to see it. It's going to look like crap, and that's what it is. Again, this is a Torrey Pines 96 ounce, super sick and super thick turf. Pretty easy to cut. Comes in a 15-foot wide roll, and that is how you cut it. Cut it from the back, my dudes. All right, bye-bye.